Yesterday we are discussing about this matrix minimum element. How many has tried it? What is the question all about? You are given a matrix with m cross n. Your n will be always 1 greater than your m. So we are supposed to find the consecutive element which is repeated thrice or more than thrice. So in the given matrix we have found that the element which is repeated thrice and more than thrice, or 2 is the element which is repeated 3 and more times, and followed by 3 is the element which is repeated, and 5 is the element which is repeated, and 1 is the element which is repeated. And here we are supposed to find the minimum element among the repeated element. So the minimum element is 1, that is the output. How many has did it? If at all your computer, you can post your codes, guys. Code for this program. First, you should accept the matrix and then you're supposed to go further. No one has tried it. Guys, are you people trying now? First, I'll guide you people how to accept input for this matrix. Then you can go ahead with the logical part. So many you could stop in the input process itself. Listen here. So what is this all about? Yeah, this is all about matrix format. So I'm going to accept this as a list of lists, which is nice as a sublist. So we'll accept the input value as your, just a minute more. Input value as m, and this is the integer value. So let me accept the m value. So this is done. And next is I'm going to form a matrix. So initially matrix is an empty matrix. Now let me mention for I in range of your m. So I'm going to accept the value here, and here I will accept, I'm going to append my value for my matrix append, and inside this what I'm going to do is this is a list of values followed by the space separator, isn't it? List of value followed by the space separator. So let me mention list of map, and map accept two parameter, and all these values, sorry guys, it is coming here, just a minute. It accepts two parameter. One is of making as an integer, another is a input, accepting input based on the spaces. So this is done. Fine. Your matrix acceptance, then your input operation is done. And next is, guys, this is all about your input, guys. So now if I print our matrix, you can notice that what is the value. So if I give 3, it will accept 3, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Got it. The three separate matrix has been accepted. This is the input operation is done. Now will you continue with the logic part of it? How to check row wise, how to check column wise, how to check diagonal wise. Only this is pending. Complete it soon. Have 5 minutes. Try to complete this one. Guys, to the maximum, try to complete as early as possible, okay? So if you're completing, we can start with the OOPS concept by morning itself. Okay. Here, so I told you how to accept the matrix input, right? And here we are supposed to check for row, column and diagonal. We are supposed to check for all these three. First, let me tell you people how to check for your rows separately, column separately. Okay, first we'll start with your row. For row, you're supposed to check what they are given us. Here you can notice that you're supposed to check elements which is consecutive. If there are more than one such number, you're supposed to print the minimum number. So you're supposed to check minimum three numbers, right? Not more than three numbers. So you're supposed to take three values. So you can notice that I'll make a loop like this for here I in range of your first outer is your row, right? So I'll be mentioning. So for easy convenience, we can instead of m and n, okay, let it be m and if I mention r, you can make it as row. And here, just a minute, I'll modify here also, guys. For r is for row, and we'll keep c is for your column. And c will be always one greater than your row. That is nothing but row plus one is your column, where n is always one greater than your m. So I mentioned m row plus 1. So now let me start the for loop here. Here I loop is going to execute row times and column. This column is going to execute column minus 2 times. So why do I mention this one? I'll let you know this. Listen here. So right now, what is the given condition? Your m is 6, which is nothing but your row value is 6. This is a given value, isn't it? And here, what is your column value? 1 greater than it, which is nothing but 7. Look at here. Here, row is going to execute. It is actually 7. So it will execute from 0 to 6 times it is going to execute. And next is your column is, what is your column value? Your column value is, sorry guys, your row value should be 6, right? Your row is 6 and execute from 0 to 5. And your column value is 7. So it will be executing from 0 to 6 by default. But what I did is I'm going to customize the value from column is going to execute only column minus 2 times. So column minus 2 times in the sense your column value is actually 6. So but it's going to execute only 4. The reason why I let you know, guys. So whenever your I value is 0, I'm going to take 3 elements from your j value, guys. When your I value is 0, I'm going to take 3 separate elements from your j value like this. You can notice that I'm going to mention if my matrix of ij, okay. Right now I'm going to check with the row wise, right? For each and every row, I'm going to check I and j is equals to matrix of I will be same. You're going to check for row only. Okay, j plus 1 equals to matrix of I into j plus 2. So I'm going to check with this. So when your I value is 0, okay, we can take this condition. When my I value is 0 and when my j value is 0, it likes for check for 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2. This combination will be checked. Okay. The same way when your I value is 1, it will be checked for the combination. Okay. Just a minute, ma. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2. The same way you can notice that when it is going for your fifth column, so fifth row, you should not go index out of range. So in order to avoid this index out of range, just I'm stopping my column with 0 to 4. So for each and every time what I'm taking is I'm taking only 3 elements. I'm not taking more elements. I'm taking 3 elements. Which one, ma? 0 to 5. So it will go till 5. Each and every time I'm taking three elements from it. First 3 elements, next 3 elements, I'm going to take three elements from it. So this is your row column, row count. I'll take three elements from it and I'm going to do it. For 0th row, I'll take 3 elements. Again, next 3 elements, next 3 elements. So you can notice that for each and every time, when this value is 0, it will execute. So this particular element will execute 0 to 4 times. Okay, 0 to 4 times in the sense this will be there. Guys, sorry for it, guys. One more combination, I left it here. So that's the reason you people are confusing. So when it is 0, it will go from 1 to 3. Again, when it is 0, it will go from, can you notice it? So it will go, when it is 0, your j value will increment as, your j value remains 0 here. This is your j value 0, j value 1, j value 2, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you can notice that it will go till 3 combination, right? So when it go next time, 3, just a minute, 3, 4, 5. So we can notice that what is the size of it? We are having only 6. So if you are having 3 combination for when your I value is 0, your j will execute how many times? We have mentioned as 4 times. 0 to 4 it is going to execute. Your j is going to execute 4 times. So when your I value is 0, your j value remains 0. It will execute 0, 1, 2. And again when your I value is 0, j will execute 1, 2, 3 and 2, 3, 4. Okay, and 3, 4, 5. So next time what happens? It will become as 4, your loop breaks. So why I'm making the loop break is it will execute 4, 5, 6. So what happens here? I should not go index out of range, right? When I'm taking three elements, I'll take first 3 elements. Okay. First 3 elements I'll check for the consecutive. And next 3 elements I'll check for a consecutive. And next 3 elements I'll check for a consecutive. When I'm coming here, I should not go beyond it. Only I'm having 4 index position. This index position is there. So that is the reason I'm optimizing as column minus 2. 7 minus 2 should be 5, right? There is some typo here. Okay. So it'll go till 4. Yes, Amartya, it is 0 to 5, 5. Just made small mistake here. Guys, is that clear? Why I mentioned C column minus 2? So when I mention column minus 2, I'm not going to go till n. The reason is if I go to the last column, what happen? I'll face the index out of range error. I don't want that to happen here. That is the reason I'm doing this one. So this is fine. So whenever I find this is equal, you're supposed to add this in a result ma. You can add this one in a result where you can place here result dot append of, result dot append of, what is the position? Matrix of this ij value. Guys, is this row clear for everyone? Row condition is clear for everyone. Do you have any doubt on it? Shall I move on to the column condition, guys? Clear, right? Okay. For column condition again. So we are going to go ahead with the column iteration. For column iteration, you're supposed to optimize your row. So I'll mention for I in range of, here I'll mention row minus 2. Here I'm optimizing a row since I don't want to go for the index out of range. I'll mention for j in range of a column. Till column it is going to go. So you can notice that here your row is of till 6. So if I mention 6 in the sense what I'll mention, it will go only till 6 to 6 minus 2, it will go till only 4. So it will iterate from 0 to 3. The exact iteration is from 0 to 3 is going to happen. So this will go for, your column will go for till 7 values. So you can notice that when you're taking a column value, you're supposed to conscious about your row count. Okay, and this is done. And here, since you're going to modify here, check with your column, I'll apply if condition, if matrix of I, and here you're going to check with the column, right? So you're supposed to modify your j value, I value, not the j value. Here I'll mention matrix of I plus 1 followed by j equals to matrix of I plus 2 followed by j. Okay, this is for your column condition, guys. The same way, if you're writing like the previous one, it will be easy for you to understand what is this all about. Okay, and next is the same way you're supposed to place this one. So what could be the condition for diagonal, guys? I guess you people have understood what is row count and column count and why I'm writing like this. So when I'm going with row, I don't want to go beyond this, so I'll stop at this position. So if I'm going to take three elements, so if I stop at this position itself, that is fine for us. Okay, same way for column wise also, I'm just mentioning here row minus. Here since if you're going with a row wise, I'm supposed to concern with column. When I'm supposed to go with a column wise, I'm supposed to concern with your row. Okay, that's the reason I'm just modifying the condition for loop. Now, what could be the condition for your diagonal values? For diagonal values, guys, look at the diagonal value. What is the index position of it? This is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4, this is 5, and this is 6. And same way 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what is the diagonal value here? So what is the position of it? 0, comma 0 is the position, 1, comma 1. Good, Harika, good. 2, comma 2, 3, comma 3, 4, comma 4. Good. Others, could you notice the what is actual going on here? You're supposed to take the diagonal value which has the same value. I and j value will be same. You'll be having these values will be same. 0, comma 0, 1, comma 1, 2, comma 2, 3, comma 3, 4, comma 4. You'll have the diagonal values like this. Okay. So for this, you're supposed to apply the condition here. So here, when you're writing this one, you're supposed to concern about your row and column, right? So you're supposed, let me copy paste the entire code instead of typing it. Waste of time, right? So you can notice that your column will also go till column minus 2, and here I'll mention I plus 1, j plus 2. Since you're going to have check the same column. So here, since you're going to traverse with a row and column, you should be conscious about this, guys. Till where your row should go and till where your column should go. So this is done. After this, what is required? I want to print the minimum value in this list. So we know that how to print the minimum for your identification. Let me give this result first to be printed, and next line let me give print the minimum value in the result. Guys, is this program clear, guys? Just logic for iterating the diagonals alone. I've written the logic for iterating diagonals. This is a normal matrix program where you're supposed to find the position of it. Okay. Now let us execute this. I'll paste this condition below. It will be easy for us to work it out, right? What is the first value you're getting? You're accepting your m value, isn't it? Your row value. Your row value, let me give 6. Your first row, I pasted. Let me paste. Your input is bit big, guys. You're supposed to paste 6 rows. Can you find here? So it is this particular resultant has, why does resultant has this many values? Just give me a second. Do you print it? Here we printed the matrix. Okay. So this is your matrix, guys, actually. This result is all about your matrix, the entire matrix, what you are given. Okay, don't confuse with it. This input is a input matrix, and this is all about your repeated elements. So what we found, the repeated elements is 5, 1, 2, 3. So you can notice that the repeated element can be inserted as much as it can. So some more repeated elements, you're going to take only the minimum elements. Don't worry about these many times is it repeated. Okay, when you're taking each and every pass of set, we'll have a repeated elements. So when you're having the first three, when the element is repeated more than thrice, you can notice here when I'm taking first three, this three will be getting repeated elements. Again, next three you'll get the repeated elements. So that is the reason you're getting these many times repeated elements. Some more you're going to pick only the minimum value from it. Okay, your question is good. You'll be taking this diagonal, then row and column wise. So for this diagonal, you're supposed to write the separate column, guys. Better we'll do one thing. Harika, as you asked, I'll give you one program, guys, based on this diagonal question and normal pattern question. So better you're having just 10 minutes is there. We'll complete this problem solving by now. Afternoon, we can start fresh as your OOPS concept, guys. I thought of starting by today morning itself, but it's not possible. We'll start by afternoon as a fresh. Uh, Harika, for your question, let me give a small pattern, guys. Just give just give me the solution for it alone, guys. So we have seen this pattern question for the diagonals. So this particular program I'm doing mainly how to deal with the diagonal values in case of Python. So we know that we have seen the program for this, right? The normal outer boundary, how to draw it. If at all the question is asked like this, you want to draw the diagonal here. Okay, so let me write the outer condition which we have discussed already. Outer empty box has to be drawn. If here n value is 5, I want my outer box to be done. This is nothing but outer box followed by the diagonal, guys. It is very simple. We are going to have a box to be drawn and followed by the diagonal. So this is your question. So already we had discussed about how to draw the box. If your n value is 4, you're going to iterate those many times for your row in range of 1 to your n value. So let us give 5. It will be somewhat reasonable to have a square. Okay. And here for your column in range of 1 to n. This is done. And here what we mentioned, just we mentioned print statement, isn't it? Print of here star, we printed it and followed by ends with space. So we know the star is printed. So what is for the hollow square? What is the condition I told you for hollow square? What is the if condition I'm supposed to place? For the empty square, guys. Guys, this one we are mainly dealing with since how to deal with the diagonal elements. So if you are dealing with this one, it will be easy for us to go with the diagonal. So if the diagonal pattern is changing, good. Guys, what about others? Only one is responding out of 100. For diagonal value, this value, for this diagonal, okay. For diagonal value, for outer boundary, we mentioned that I value and j value equals to 1 and it is equals to n value. And for diagonal value, I guess only 1 or 2 is there inside the session, isn't it? For outer boundary, what we mentioned, when your I value is equals to 1 or your j value equals to 1 or your I value equals to n or your j value equals to n. If this is a condition, what we mentioned, we are drawing the outer skeleton. Here there is no ij, right? Sorry guys, by looking at your answers, I too mention ij. Yeah, it should be row column. Let me modify ij as row column. Why is this happening? Just a minute, ma. We are starting with one only, right? Should be n plus 1. That is the reason. We didn't mention n plus 1. Should be n plus 1. And else part. I'll place the else part here, guys. So this code we have discussed already. So diagonal code we are going to extend along with it. So this one we did already, right? Whenever I want the outer skeleton alone, I know that this value is 1 and this value is n. Okay, so first row, first column, first nth column, nth row has printed. Okay, now if I want this diagonal to be printed, this diagonal alone, so what we can do? So what is the index position of this diagonal? 1 comma 1. Okay, this is 1, right? So 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3, 4 comma 4, 5 comma 5. So diagonal condition, what should I mention here for mentioning this diagonal? Value of this. When your I value and j value is equal, this particular column is dealt with I and this particular row is dealt with j. So I can apply one more condition here. So or whenever my I value equals to my j value. So if this is the condition, I can notice that where my diagonal is printed. So your left diagonal is done. So this is the condition we dealt with here, guys. So we are checking with the which diagonal we are checking with it. One diagonal we are checking with it. If at all I want to go with the other diagonal. So the other diagonal here, this is the other diagonal. This part is the other diagonal. So let me write the value. Here, what is this value here? This is 5, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So what is the index position of this particular point? This particular point is given with the index position 2 comma, this is again row, so 2 comma 4. So and this index position is given at the index point 3 comma 3 and this is given at the index position point 4 comma 2 and this is given at the index position which is of 5 comma, so 1 comma 5, isn't it? 1 comma 5, 5 comma 1, sorry guys, it is fifth row, right? Why do I write 5, 1 comma 5, 5 comma 1 and this is 1 comma 5. So now let me know the condition for this diagonal. So if you're clear with this one, you can deal with the matrix. What is the condition for it? Let us reason begin. I'm writing these values, guys. For every big problem, there is a small problem behind it. If you understand this one, it'll be easy. You can do by positive indexing is if instead of going with negative indexing. Positive indexing is a sufficient. Harika, okay. I is equal to Okay, ny1 is equals to Sarika, if you are taking here n minus j, your n is 5 and j is 5, 0. Okay, you're taking you're taking as 0. Okay, good. N minus j, n minus I, n plus I. Fine. Okay, n minus j, n plus 1. Okay, you modified it. Okay, listen. Guys, what happened? Only 4 members are responding. Is that question that much tough? It is very easy, right? I need this line to be drawn. For that, what is the if condition I should apply along with it? One more if condition you should add it. Only 5 members is responding for it. Okay, Amatya. Row is in forward and a column is in backward. Okay, good logic found. You found it. Is there is guys look at here. Is there is any relation between the given number n, okay, and the row and column? Whatever your condition you're given is right. I do agree. There is very simple way of finding it. Is there is any relation between the given number and the row and column? No need of writing plus one minus one. Multiple conditions not required. Very simple. We can do it. Yeah, good. Good. Krishna has found. Good. You can add these two guys. You can add these two number. What is the value you're getting? 1 plus 5 gives you 6. 2 plus 4 gives you 6. 3 plus 3 6. 4 plus 2 6. 5 plus 1 6. So adding a I and j, which will give you the given number plus 1. This is simple condition. Okay, so no need of going plus 1 minus 1, all those things will be confusing. It will be easy for you to check the condition also. Add your row on j, when it is equals to a given number plus 1, then it is a diagonal value, a right side diagonal. Okay, so I plus j is equals, or I plus j equals to your n plus 1. If this is a scenario, now let me clear all the diagrams here, guys. You can notice that your other diagonal is drawn. For any given number, this will be drawn, guys. Not only for this number. For any given number, you can notice that a diagonal will be drawn like this. So if you understand this concept, it'll be easy for you people to traverse this particular matrix. So whatever the direction it is. Is it clear so far, guys? Do you have any doubt on it? So instead of stars, they are placing numbers there. That's the only condition. Here we are placing stars here. Okay, good. Okay, guys, we'll wind up the session. By afternoon, we'll start fresh with the OOPS concept. You got this pattern, Moni. Okay. The input value is 9. Okay, Moni, we'll do one thing. These questions we'll discuss after completing the OOPS concept. By afternoon, we'll start as a fresh as OOPS concept. By nearly almost by 7 to 7:30, we can have this program discussion, whatever you want. Okay. Is it okay, guys? Okay, fine. Okay, guys, meet you by afternoon. Thank you, Ma.